If you see this video, do not click off. It might just save your life or someone you know life. Hear me out. So if I seem upset, y'all, just bear with me. I'm going through a lot because of this situation I'm about to mention. Y'all, if I told y'all everything I was going through right now, y'all would think I'm making it up, because it would be like, ain't no way one person going through all that at one time. So just bear with me. I'm gonna start with the beginning of these stream of problems. Some of them related. What I did notice is almost everything I'm going through right now is related to the home I'm living in. Now, know that curses are real. Witchcraft is real. Just know the spirit realm is very real. So I'm going through some stuff, and I think it got something to do with the home I'm in. So first of all, we are now in September. Back in April, I started out of nowhere having heart problems. Yes, heart problems. So I still don't know exactly a diagnosis or what's going on, but it started with this, y'all. My ass was red before the heart problems. So I say about February, March, my ass was red. The white part was red. Didn't know what was going on. The doctors didn't know. They kept telling me it's not an infection because it'll be gooey, guzzy, this and that. I had two ER doctors. I had two ER doctors and my primary care physician. And it tell me that my eye is not infected. Now, I didn't go to the ER for my eyes, but I was there. So, I had them look at it. So then every time I would go to the doctor, ER, I'm noticing my oxygen that's usually at 99%, 100 is at 96%, 95% lacking. So I'm like, no, something ain't right. And I have a medical condition, immune disorder that puts me at don't ask why her hair all over, y'all. I had to leave my house on a limb today. It's a lot. But anyway, so something ain't right. Now, mind you, I was in the gym 5 days a week. I was able to handle that. My cardio and some weight training. I was able to do 1.5 hours to 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. 4 in a minute. If I got a lot going on, 4. But 5 days a week, I was able to handle that. I noticed that I started getting like winded though, quicker. And then that's when I noticed the oxygen. So I'm going to the doctor about the red ass. Keep that in the back of y'all mind. So then I ain't gonna lie, I took a shot. And I don't know if my body was already fighting off what I'm going to mention that could save lives. And then like once I got the shot, it just went crazy. But I just know right out like 3 weeks after that shot, and I had already had symptoms prior to the shot. I was at the doctor for my red eyes and my lacking oxygen. Now, like I said, I have autoimmune disorder that put me at high odds for certain lung conditions. Now, they checked my lungs. They said it didn't look like nothing was wrong. They said that no type of nodules, or they didn't see none on my lungs. And I took a CAT scan. So fast forward 3 weeks later, so like the end of April, beginning of May, I started experiencing heart troubles. Like I said, it was 3 weeks after the shot and months after the ass situation. I was supposed to went to ophthalmologist. I missed the appointment. They tried to get me to pay $50. I really couldn't do it because I was already trying to save up to move. But this situation just, expedite my moving process. Now, I probably was going to take my time, but this situation I'm going to mention to you all in a minute expedited everything. So then I really want to mention the other stuff that happened today, but y'all gonna be like, this girl making this up. Ain't no way. Nobody going through this. A contract killer. But anyway, so then I'm sorry, my car was good. I'm just gonna let down the window. So then y'all, so that happened. I got to having heart troubles. Like I said, I went to working out 5 days a week to can't even make it to my bathroom, and I don't have a large house at all. My house is small. So yeah, my bathroom is not far from like my couch or whatever, and I went from working out 5 days a week to not even being able to make it to the bathroom. Like I'll be gasping and my heart be like doom, 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 like I'm having a heart attack. And I did have a little damage, so who knows? But no, I think that's from when I had COVID. That's another story for another day. So I'm having all these problems. My doctor, the ER doctor, the ER cardiologist at the hospital, and even my current cardiologist and my rheumatologist, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody. They like, okay, this don't sound like the textbook heart problems, like, especially because I had no heart problems. And instantaneously, this just came about, 0 to 100. So, everybody puzzled. So, a couple of people said, okay, it could be heart troubles due to sleep apnea. Boom, take a sleep study test. No, it wasn't that. But I'm going to spare y'all some details because I want to get to the point. But to drive the point home, I'm going to say 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. I noticed I smelled gas by my stove. Now, here come a barrage of problems, y'all. So I called my gas company that I'm with. They said, no, you don't have any problems. Now the lady, I could tell she was lying. She moved so fast and she didn't do what she supposed to do properly. So I didn't feel right, and then somebody suggested that I call the fire department. Called the fire department. They said, oh, you have little holes in your gas thing, but I don't think that's the problem. I told them I had been having palpitations from the time I woke up to now. They said, yeah, you have small holes in your gas, but we don't think that's the problem. But yet they cut the gas off and they told me to keep it off for 24 hours. If it was harmless, y'all wouldn't have did that. Y'all had to stick with protocol because it must be dangerous. But anyway, so I don't know if gas, carbon dioxide, all that was leaking through. I don't know. They never said carbon dioxide was leaking. They did say it was small holes. That's all they said. Now, they did not check my furnace, as far as I know, because they made me go out the house. They said, you can't be in here, you know, for safety purposes, we have to go alone. And I only mentioned the dryer and the stove. So I think that's all that they checked. Why they missed what was going on with the dryer, I don't understand. But yeah, so I had got like this dust up all up my wall because my dryer chute has holes in it. I never knew that this was a problem, but them as a fire department, and so I feel as a fire department and as a gas company, y'all shouldn't have missed that. Once y'all seen that the little dust stuff was all up the wall coming from the thing and that there was holes in the dryer chute thing, y'all should have been like, okay, no, this stuff is leaking in, this is dangerous. They should have cut that off too, but they didn't. Now, I begged and plead with the gas company to cut it off. I told them my situation, they wouldn't cut it off. And they said the bill had to be overdue, and once it's overdue, it could take up to 3 months. And I'm like, person be dead by it, could be dead by then. So long story short, I go now, I'm like, okay, me and my daughter been breathing this in. I'm feeling the palpitations all from the moment I woke up all day. Now, man, you already had the heart troubles that had occurred like once I took the shot, and so, but it was this other problem too. It was both. They both was double teaming me, or it was just the other problem. And then with the shot, it was too much for my body to bear or whatever, or a lot for my body to bear, because if it was too much, maybe I wouldn't be here. I don't know. But so y'all, I go to the hospital, a very good hospital. I'm not gonna even name their name because contract. I just don't want no more smoke, y'all. I went through something today, and I don't want no companies, nobody coming after me. So I went to a very good hospital, like the number 2 hospital in the country or whatever, and they took our blood as soon as we got there. And let me tell y'all how much, y'all, as black people, if y'all don't take nothing else from this, please take care of your health. Please do, hold on, this truck. Please do what you got to do to stay out of the hospitals, because these people will neglect you every time, or just about every time, for real. So I went to a great hospital. It's getting on my nerves. So I went to a great hospital, and they said, oh, they came in, they said it's normal. So then they checked my daughter, and tell me why this doctor came like 5 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes after they took my baby blood. Now, imagine my blood, they had to sit in the room for the longest. So, they wanted that bed. They want to be out their bed. So they probably feel like I get judged by how I look a lot, and people think I'm crazy, hypochondriac, whatever. I don't care. Only God could judge me. But I'm just telling y'all my truth. So I believe they thought I was just judged by how I sound or something. I don't know which one I be getting judged off of, both. But so these people, sorry, my thought just said you. So then so yeah, y'all, make sure y'all stick around, because I'm gonna tell you the life-saving thing at the end. That's why I said stay to the end. So they took my daughter blood, came in like 3, 4, 5 minutes later. The doctor like, oh, her results is fine. So he left. He said, I'm gonna get your discharge papers, then y'all gonna be able to go. So he left, came back like 15 minutes later. He said, came looking nervous, y'all, like this, like he was in trouble. Like, he looked nervous, because he know he had already dismissed me. And I'm gonna get a lawyer. I'm gonna look into this. Let me just say that. So he came looking nervous, and he get to asking all these questions. And I'm like, what was these questions at when I first told you what happened? What was these questions at when you came in, lied to me, and told me that my daughter blood was fine? So now, man, y'all, I didn't have my daughter on the my portal yet. You guys sign a privacy form. It take days, this and that, because I will pick in my chart so that I can know what questions to ask. But my stuff won't on. He ain't signed off for my stuff to be on the chart. Then my daughter won't even on my chart yet. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I found out later. So he coming there asking questions Well, so what happened? Like, what was this? Was it the stove? This and that? All the important questions that he should have been asking quite a few questions. And then he said, your daughter levels was a little elevated. That's what he said. Your daughter levels was a little elevated. I'm gonna call poison control and see what we supposed to do. So he left. He came back about 10 minutes later, and he said, everything is fine. This is what this man told me. Look me right in the face. It was a little elevated, but she's fine. Nothing to do here. I'm gonna have somebody bring your discharge papers. Now, while I was waiting, I went on my chart and I looked, and my stuff wasn't there the whole time. It didn't get there till like probably later that night, the next day, next morning or something. And they released us. And let me tell y'all what else they did. They put us out the room. Anyway, so I was waiting on my sister. Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna skip some of that part because this video is going on too long. So I go on my chart the next day. I see my levels. I'm like, normal. Y'all, it's right there on the perimeter. Now, mind y'all, I don't smoke or nothing. Hold on, y'all. It's a view. Look, right by my baby. Oh, that's the flag. Come on, man. I'm gonna get you out. Ooh, this be feisty. Yeah, I guess we're gonna finish talking about it right here. So these people, you know what, hold on, I'm finna kill this bee. I'll be back. So yeah, y'all, my levels was right there on the border. It was very elevated. Now, mind you, when it came to my results, they said it was normal. They never said it was elevated or none of that. They told me my daughter was elevated, but let me get around to that. So I signed a proxy form. It took like 2 days for them to add my, God bless you. It took like 2 days for them to add my daughter to my portal. Once they did add her, I looked at her levels. Y'all, tell me why hers was like about off the chart, very elevated. Now, they said normal was between 0.0 to 0.08. My daughter was at a 2.3. And I know that don't sound very far from 0.8, but it was. When you look on the scale, it was all the way at the end. So it was not just elevated, it was off the charts. And for these people to sit here in my face and tell me that it's a little elevated, I knew something was wrong. Like I said, that doctor came in asking too many questions. I knew something was wrong then. And he didn't ever admit that, oh yeah, it's high or whatever, none of that. Just it's elevated. When he came in with the real results and got to asking 1,000,001 questions. So I'm just so frustrated. I'm sorry if I keep stopping. So yeah, so kind of found out my daughter was like, probably wasn't supposed to be alive. The glory be to God, she was. Now, I did a little research on carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, 2 different gases I'm finding out. But oxygen is what helps it get out your blood or whatever, and or out of your system. And even when it gets out of your system, oxygen, unless you get supplemental oxygen, which is like the oxygen in the nose for a nice period of time, or hyperbaric oxygen treatments, you need many, and it is really expensive. It could be thousands of dollars per section. So unless you get something like that, your oxygen may not never return to normal, but it will get better, because as we breathe out, you breathe out carbon dioxide. But I'm not certain if you breathe out the carbon monoxide. I don't know how that go, but I know oxygen is the solution for both. And I know that carbon monoxide will tack on to your oxygen. So you can check the little thing on your finger, oximeter, and it could say you have normal oxygen, but it's not letting you know that you have carbon monoxide. Now, once carbon monoxide attaches to your oxygen, it might as well be non-existent, because those cells that the carbon monoxide attaches to, it makes it, hold on, let me get out because my daughter real loud right now. I've been chased by a bee. Now my daughter being loud while I'm trying to get to the point. The enemy really don't want me to get this video out, so make sure y'all keep listening, because this can happen to anyone. So once the carbon monoxide attaches to your oxygen cells, it prevents it from doing what it's supposed to do, which is supply oxygen to your organs, to your tissues, etc. So it might as well be non-existent, because it can't do the job that it's supposed to do. So we have to get the carbon monoxide out, and one way is to oxygen, supplemental oxygen. And let's get back to that. Tell me why the doctor seen my daughter was at death ends, was right there staring death in the face, and they didn't give her no oxygen. They were supposed to give me oxygen. They didn't give neither one of us oxygen. They cared nothing about our lives. And that's why I say, black people, be careful with your health. That's all I'm gonna say. Look into natural medicine, look into keto diets, plant-based diet, look into it, because we have to take care of our heads. Move your body around, drink plenty of water, take your supplements, because the soils are depleted and it's just not enough vitamins, nutrients, and minerals in the food. So you need supplements too as well. Make sure the fillers in the supplements isn't like bad for your kidneys or liver and all of that too. So back to the story, the true story. So then this little girl doing everything in that car. So they didn't give me oxygen, and like I said, I'm in the process of moving because the situation with the carbon monoxide leak hasn't been solved. So I'm not trying to die, and I know my life is in God's hand. That's why I didn't die, and despite the slow leak, which we're gonna get around to that. This wasn't a one-day thing. My carbon monoxide detector never went off, and that's what I'm getting around to because I'm trying to help save lives. But make sure y'all take care. Y'all be proactive with taking care of y'all health, and because these doctors will fail you, especially if you black. They will fail you probably anyway, even if you're not black, because sometimes they'll fail you because they just that overwhelmed. The medical system is very overwhelmed right now. You got a lot of sick people, you got a lot of people on medications and they having effects from them, and you have pandemics going on. You have people that there's nothing wrong with them, they just, and you got people who got paranoid hypochondriacs after the pandemic, so they just taking up room in the medical system, and that's what they thought I was. But it was really something wrong, and it wasn't even no reason for me going because they didn't help me out not once. The only thing that visit accomplished was letting me know me and my child had carbon monoxide in our blood. Now I have 3 other kids. All 3 of them was with their dad and dad's side of the family, so I didn't have them when I smelled the gas. Now let me go back to that. So it was another occasion where I smelled gas, and like months prior to this situation, but I thought I was tripping. And I'm like, I smelled it again. It was like a very faint smell. So I'm like, I said, okay, no big deal. It's not like a strong gas smell. Like when you leave the little click thing on too long, it wasn't that strong enough. It was just a faint smell. So that let me know this has been going on over time. Now, so this is not something that just happened in one day. I've been breathing in carbon monoxide for a very long time, low levels, until it built up and was trying to kill me and my kids. But thank God, that glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. He didn't allow that to happen. He allowed me to get out in the nick of time before anyone died. My daughter probably was supposed to be dead. Like, she was off the charts with the carbon monoxide. So I'm bringing up all this to tell you that I had a slow leak. My carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide detector never went off. It slowly into the point where we almost died. And I'll bring this up to say, make sure y'all get a carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide monitor. Not a detector, a monitor, because the monitor will let you know, even at low levels, what is going on, how much carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide is in your home. So from now on, wherever I move to, I'm going to give me a carbon dioxide monitor. I just found this out. I didn't know anything about it until I did my research. I always felt like, okay, if there's carbon dioxide in my home, the detector gonna go off. That's what I thought. I knew nothing about low levels. So I'm making this video to educate you all on the importance of having a carbon dioxide monitor. So yeah, y'all, I just want to make this video for that. Also, right now, me and my kids, because of this situation, has been displaced from our home with our sister, but it's not conducive to the type of environment I want my kids in. I'm not saying that it's crazy or nothing like that, but just we had a routine. We had certain things we did, and when you have a bunch of other adults, you just can't go with your program like you need to and all of that. So if you all want to contribute to my moving fee, because I do kind of have to move on a whim, if y'all want to help me with that, or if y'all want to help me with temporary housing or hyperbaric oxygen therapy, because I am healing, but it's slower than I would like. And I have kids to take care of. I'm all of 4 of my children's primary parent, and I have to take care of them. I could not work because of the heart problems. It's getting better, but like I said, if I was able to take those hyperbaric oxygen treatments on a weekly basis, that would help me out tremendously. I believe my children need it too, because my daughter was the highest, and my oldest and one of my middle kids, they are like showing symptoms of like asthmatic type symptoms. My oldest, he haven't had an asthma attack in years, and recently he had one. He did have childhood asthma, but it went away for years, and now he just had an asthma attack a couple of days ago. So he's gonna need hyperbaric oxygen therapy as well. So if y'all want to contribute to that, y'all can. Otherwise, y'all don't have to give me a penny. I'm letting y'all know this just to spread awareness. I do understand that don't nobody really care about me and my kids. I'm gonna be real. I told the people at my church, nobody donated a penny. So you know what? God has really helped me to not like harvest anger toward people. At the end of the day, those are my kids, and I never really, my whole life, the reason why I'm so independent is because I couldn't call on mom. I couldn't call on daddy because they had so many other people they was helping, and for whatever reason, they never really, like, by the time I asked, oh, I ain't got it, I just gave this person, that person. And mind you, I didn't used to ask my mom and dad for nothing. I had to really be in a rut to ask my mom and dad for something. I'm not like some people in our family that ask on a daily basis, weekly basis. I was not doing that. My mom is going to be with the Lord. It'll be 3 years at the beginning of next year. But when she was here, I never was the type to take advantage of my parents. I'm not saying that nobody else does, but I'm just saying, well, I wasn't. And I had to really be in a rut to even ask them for money, maybe once or twice a year or something like that. And even then, they didn't have it. Oh, I can't do it. I don't have it. So, you know, I always been very independent because nobody ever looked out for me. I have people that is really close to me. They would help my sister. They would help people, other people, friends, just other people that's on drugs, but they won't help me. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe God just want me to be the most independent woman in the world. But anyway, I'm saying that to say I asked for help. I put my pride aside. I asked for help and nobody helped. So I will be putting my GoFundMe. And like I said, my expectation of anyone helping is very low. I really just want to spread. Make sure you share this video with someone you love, everyone you love, just to spread awareness. And I'm not going to require that you give me anything. That's why I make this free video. It's not one you have to pay for or have to have a subscription or anything. I just would hate to see someone going through what I went through physically due to carbon monoxide poisoning. And, you know, if I can try to help prevent that, I'm going to do that. So make sure you get a carbon monoxide monitor, not detector, monitor that can monitor low levels of carbon monoxide. It might just save your life or someone you know life. So make sure you share this video. And if you want to, thumbs up, comment. If not, that's fine. Like I said, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to help. So, yeah, that is about it. I will talk to you all later. Follow, subscribe if you want to. See you later. God bless you all. God bless you.